You finally hit that six-figure salary. You thought the money stress would disappear. You thought you'd finally feel secure. Instead, recent data shows that 64% of people earning over $100,000 now say that income feels like the bare minimum just to stay afloat. You look at your bank account at the end of the month, and despite the high status and the impressive job title, you feel more broke than when you made 50 grand. Welcome to the high income trap. This isn't just about inflation or the economy. It is a specific behavioral paradox that keeps smart professionals poor. Here is exactly why it happens: the 5 hidden traps destroying your net worth, and the precise system you need to escape the golden hamster wheel. Hi everyone, welcome back to Smart Money Realities. Today we are dissecting a phenomenon that financial planners see constantly but rarely talk about publicly. It's called being a Henry, high earner, not rich yet. It's the paradox where your income places you in the top 10% or even top 5% of earners, but your balance sheet looks like you're just starting out. You might be asking yourself, I make $180,000 a year. Where is all the money going? The reality is, a high income acts as a masking agent. It covers up poor financial habits until it doesn't. When you are earning $40,000, you are forced to budget because you have no margin for error. When you earn $150,000, you can afford to be sloppy. You can afford the subscriptions you don't use, the car lease that's a bit too high, and the premium groceries. But today, we aren't just talking about cutting out lattes. We're going deep into the psychology of lifestyle creep and the golden hamster wheel. By the end of this video, you won't just understand the math. You'll have a behavioral system, specifically the concept of artificial scarcity, to convert that high income into actual freedom-buying wealth. The mathematics of lifestyle creep. Let's start by defining the enemy. Lifestyle creep, or lifestyle inflation, is the tendency for your spending to rise at the exact same rate as your income. Think back to your first real job. You probably lived in a cheaper apartment, drove a used car, and maybe cooked at home more. You survived just fine. But then you got a promotion, a $20,000 raise. Psychologically, you adapt. This is the hedonic treadmill. You move to a safer neighborhood. You upgrade the car because the old one was unreliable or didn't fit the client image. You start buying organic. Suddenly that $20,000 margin is gone. Let's look at a concrete case study to see how this destroys wealth. Meet Mark and Sarah. They are a dual-income couple living in a major city. Combined, they earn $180,000. On paper, they are rich. But let's look at their real reality. After taxes and retirement contributions, their take-home pay is roughly $10,000 a month. Their mortgage in a nice area, $4,200. 2 car payments for vehicles befitting their status, $1,200. Student loan repayments, $1,000. Childcare, $2,000. Before they buy a single grocery item or pay a utility bill, $8,400 is gone. They have $1,600 left for food, gas, insurance, and life. They are technically rich, but they are living with the financial anxiety of someone near the poverty line. Here is the brutal math nobody calculates. If you earn $180,000 and spend $180,000, you are financially identical to someone who earns $30,000 and spends $30,000. Actually, you might be in a worse position. Why? Because high-income lifestyles usually come with high-income liabilities. If both people lose their jobs tomorrow, the high earner crashes much harder because their monthly burn rate is massive. Wealth isn't measured by how much you make, it's measured by the gap between what you make and what you spend. That gap is your freedom. And for most Henrys, that gap is zero. The 5 hidden traps. So how do smart, successful people fall into this? It's usually not one big mistake. It's 5 specific psychological traps. Trap number 1 is the fixed cost trap, or the golden handcuffs. When you get a raise, the most dangerous thing you can do is upgrade your fixed costs. Moving into a luxury apartment or leasing a BMW locks you into a high monthly payment for years. Variable spending, like dining out, can be cut instantly if you lose your job. Fixed costs cannot. When your fixed costs consume 60 or 70% of your take-home pay, like Mark and Sarah, you have zero flexibility. You have to keep working that high-stress job just to service the lifestyle you built to cope with the job. Trap number 2 is social comparison and signaling. We used to call this keeping up with the Joneses, but social media has made it keeping up with the Kardashians. Here is the reality check. Looking rich and being wealthy are often inversely related. When you see someone driving a $100,000 car, the only thing you know for sure is that they have $100,000 less in net worth than they did before they bought it, or they have $100,000 in debt. High earners feel pressure to signal status. You feel like you should have the nice watch or the club membership because that's what people at my level do. This is a wealth transfer from you to luxury brands. Trap number 3 is convenient spending. This is the silent killer. You work long hours to make that high income. You're exhausted, so you trade money for time. You order Uber Eats because you're too tired to cook. You hire a cleaner. You pay for the premium gym you never use because it's closer to the office. There is nothing wrong with buying time. It can be a smart investment, but it needs to be intentional. If you spend $2,000 a month on convenience just to sustain a job that burns you out, you aren't building a life. You're just funding a coping mechanism. Trap number 4 is the I deserve it mental math. This is pure behavioral psychology. After a grueling project or a tough quarter, your brain seeks a dopamine hit. You tell yourself, I worked 60 hours this week, I deserve this $400 dinner. The problem is you treat treats as recurring expenses. When I deserve it becomes a daily habit, it ceases to be a reward and becomes a line item in your budget that prevents you from ever retiring. Trap number 5 is delayed investing. This is the most mathematically devastating trap. It's the I'll save when fallacy. I'll start maxing out my 401k when I get the next promotion. Because you have a high income, you suffer from overconfidence. You think your big shovel will dig you out of the hole later, but compound interest doesn't care how smart you are. It only cares about time. Let's look at the numbers. Let's say you invest just $6,000 per year. That's $500 a month, assuming a 7% average return until age 65. If you start at age 25, you end up with roughly $1.2 million. If you wait until age 35 to start that same investment, you end up with $566,000. If you wait until age 45, thinking your high salary will save you, you end up with only $246,000. By waiting 20 years, you lost nearly $1 million in growth. High income cannot fix a lack of time. The behavioral fix. Okay, if you see yourself in those traps, don't panic. The solution isn't to live like a monk. The solution is to build a system that protects you from yourself. We call this artificial scarcity. You need to make yourself feel broke even when you aren't. First, automate the gap. Do not let your full paycheck hit your checking account. If the money is there, you will find a way to spend it. We operate on Parkinson's law. Work expands to fill the time available, and spending expands to fill the money available. Set up an automatic transfer for 20% to 30% of your income to go directly into an investment account or a high-yield savings account on payday. You want to pay your future self before you pay your landlord or the restaurant? If you never see the money, you won't miss it. You will naturally adjust your lifestyle to fit what remains in your checking account. Second, use the 50% raise rule. The next time you get a raise or a bonus, commit right now to saving 50% of the increase. If you get a $10,000 raise, take $5,000 for lifestyle upgrades. Go ahead, get the nicer car or the better apartment, but automatically route the other $5,000 into investments. This allows you to enjoy your success without succumbing to full lifestyle creep. You get to feel richer today and become wealthier tomorrow. Third, implement the 72-hour rule for luxe purchases. High earners often impulse buy because the price tag doesn't hurt immediately. For any non-essential purchase over $300, force yourself to wait 72 hours. Put it in the online cart and walk away. Psychologically, the dopamine rush of wanting the item fades after about 2 days. You will find that 80% of the time, you don't actually want the item. You just wanted the feeling of buying it. Finally, audit your recurring fixed costs. Once a year, sit down and look at those subscriptions, memberships, and insurance rates. Lifestyle creep hides in the monthly auto payments. If you aren't using it, cut it. Here is the reality. A high income is a powerful tool, but it is not wealth. Wealth is the assets that earn money while you sleep. Wealth is the freedom to walk away from a toxic job because you have 5 years of expenses in the bank. Wealth is having options, not just obligations. Don't let the appearance of wealth rob you of actual freedom. The goal isn't to look like a high earner to your neighbors. The goal is to be free. If you found value in this breakdown, I have a challenge for you. Comment below with one area where you've noticed lifestyle creep sneaking into your own budget. Is it food, travel, or maybe that I deserve it spending? Let's talk about it. Thanks for watching Smart Money Realities, and I'll see you in the next one.